Hi everyone. Today we'll be going through very important topic which is arithmetic sequences. This topic which is about sequences is will be having three videos. In this video we will be covering arithmetic sequences. In next two videos we will be covering cubic and quadratic sequences. So in this video, we will be discussing this and explaining the sequences, and then we'll go through the common method, difference method basically, and arithmetic sequences, how we can use the formula for that one. We'll be going through some very interesting practice questions and exam style questions as well, and at the end we will be discussing examiner's report which we have taken from past paper question, and examiner's report that is explaining that how many students were able to answer and what part of the question was difficult for the candidates. So that is also very important for you to know. So let us move to today's video, which is arithmetic sequences. And first of all, we will define what is a sequence. Sequence is a set of numbers that follows a definite pattern is called sequence. Like for example, we can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. This is a sequence. One after the other, we are getting numbers by a set pattern, by a rule. So we can find next terms if required. By following the same rule, we can find the next terms. And at the end of the next term, we are putting at least three dots, which means so on. It is continuing, it's never ending. So, and for example, we have taken here two sequences. We are describe a rule for following for going from one term to the next term. So we have to explain the rule for this, like this sequence which we are discussing is 5, then 2, -1 and -4, and so on. So if we check the difference between these two, second term minus first term, how we are finding the difference? Second term minus first term. So 2 minus 5 will be -3. So our difference is -3 when we go from first term to second term. Similarly, if we check the second term and third term difference, so -1 and -2, this will be resulting to again -3, and the next terms also will be resulting to -3. So we found that this difference is known as common difference. So the difference is -3. So rule is what? Rule is subtract 3 -3 to get the next term. Similarly, if we go through the next part, which is written for your explanation over here, is this one, which is 288, and second term is 144, and then 72 and 36 and so on. So let us subtract and check 144 minus 288. So we can check from here. 144 minus 288 will be equal to -144 subtracted from here. And if we check this difference, which is 72 minus 144, this will be giving as -72, and then this one will be 36 minus 72, and we can check this is -36. So S- uh, Basically half of the first one we are subtracting, we are reducing first term by half. So what we can found from here, easily we can figure out, like for example this divided by 2, 288 divided by 2, we will get 144. So 144 divided by 2, we will get this one. So divide, so what is our rule? Our rule is divide the term to get the next term. So this is like, this type of rules will be followed by these sequences. And sequence we know is a set of numbers that follow a definite pattern. So it's having a definite pattern and we are following that pattern. Now this is find the first four terms. In some questions we are having like nth term. What is nth term? Like for example, if we are having a sequence 2, 4, 6, 8, so on, and there is nth term, this is known as nth term. So nth term, which is a general rule, which is a general rule by which we can write any term of the sequence, is known as nth term. So for example, in this case they have provided us nth term, n square plus n plus 1, and we are supposed to write first four terms we have to write. So what we will do, we will replace n is equal to 1 in this given formula, and we will be writing this will be 1 squared plus 1 plus 1, so this will be equal to 3. So our first term will be 3, and for n is equal to 2 we will replace n is equal to 2 and we will get the second term also. So it will be 2 squared plus 2 plus 1, so this will be equal to 4 plus 2 plus 1, which is 6 plus 1, which is 7. So this is our second term. Similarly, we can write third term, n is equal to 3. N is equal to 3. If we replace in this given formula, we will get 3 squared plus 3 plus 1. So this will be equal to 9 plus 3 plus 1, which is 12 plus 1, 13. So we can write this is our third term. So after finding this third term, we can write down the fourth term as well by the same process. N is equal to 4. We will replace in the given formula, and by replacing this one, we will get 4 square plus 4 plus 1, and this will be 16 plus 4 plus 1, which is 21. So if we write the first four terms, first term was 3, second term is 7, third term is 13, and fourth term is 21. So these are the four terms which were required in this sequence. Hopefully you understood this. Similarly, another nth term is provided, which is n square plus 2, and we have to write first four terms. Same process we will be following to write the first four terms of the sequence, and this type of questions are coming in exams, so you will have to um, carefully go through this one. It's easy, just we will have to replace n is equal to 1 for first term, n is equal to 2 for second term, n is equal to 3 for third term, and n is equal to 4 for fourth term. If we replace n is equal to 1, we will get n square, which is 1 squared plus 2, which is 1 plus 2, and we can write it as 3. For second term, we can write 2 squared plus 2, which is equal to 4 plus 2, and we can write it as 6. This will be our second term. And 3 squared plus 2 will be 9 plus 2, which we can write as 11. So this will be 11 will be third term. And for fourth term, 4 square plus 2, which is equal to 16 plus 2, we can write it as 18. So these four will be our sequence first four terms, and our sequence will be 3, 6, 11, and 18, and so on. So this one is when nth term is provided, we can write the terms of the sequence. Now sometime they are giving us the sequence, like for example in this case they have provided us this sequence, this one, and we have to write the next terms. Like for example, next three terms are required, these terms are not given. So how we can find, we can apply an easier rule which some of the students are feeling easier. So how we will be finding, we will be checking difference of what, difference of, for example, difference of these two terms will be 3 minus 0 and 16 minus 3, 45 minus 16, and we have written this much difference because this is the given portion. So I make a line over here. So this is unknown portion which we are finding this one. So what we have done, we have subtracted and found the first order difference. This difference is known as first order difference. Now first order difference is not same, we can go to the second order difference. So we will find this one, 13 minus 3, 13 minus 3 is 10. Similarly 29 minus 13 will be 16, and 51 minus 29 will be 22, and this is known as second order difference. This is first order difference, and this is second order difference. And we can see that second order difference, which is 10, 16, and 22, which is also not the same. So we will go for third order difference. So third order difference is this one, 16 minus 10, 22 minus 16, and now you can see this is 6 and this is also 6. We found third order difference same. So we will be following this one, the same process we will follow to find the other terms. Now how we will follow this term, this one, next difference will be 6, this will be same. So we will add, basically we will add this one, 6 in 22, 6 plus 22 will be 28. We found this difference, and this 28 we will add in 51 and we will get 79, and this 79 we will add in 96 and we will find 175. So we found this 175 by adding these differences. Similarly, 6 plus 28 we can find 34, and 34 plus 79 we can reach to 113, 113 plus 175 we can reach to 288, and this will be our second term of the sequence. Now the next difference will also be same, so 6 will be added in 34, we will be getting 40, and 40 plus 113 we will get 153, and 153 plus 288 we will get 441, and this is how we found 178, 288, and 444. These are the terms which were unknown and we found on the basis of first, second, and third order difference. We reached at third order difference which was same, and we use that difference to reach to the terms. This is known as difference method, and difference method you can also practice. It's taking a little more time, but it is perfect, you can use, and it is uh, accepted in exam also. So your answer reached by difference method will also be acceptable. Now how we are writing arithmetic sequence. What is arithmetic sequence? Keep in mind, when the difference between the two consecutive terms, two terms one after the other, when two consecutive terms are having same difference and the sequence is the same. So if difference between two consecutive sequence is same, this is known as, this type of sequence is known as arithmetic sequence, and the difference between the terms is called common difference. Such a sequence will be known as arithmetic sequence, and the difference will be known as common difference. And this, keep in mind, the common difference can be positive or negative. It can be positive or it can be negative also. Now, how we are writing these terms, like for example, our first term is a, and d will be the difference. So if we add d in first term, we will get the second term, which is a plus d, and one more d we will be adding in second term to get third term, which will be a plus 2d. And so for each term we are adding d plus d plus d plus d over here, and we are getting the fourth term also. So on, this will be, if we want to write the nth term, how we can write nth term? A plus n minus 1 into d. If you check, the first one is having a plus 0 d, and second will be a plus 1d, a plus 2d, a plus 3d. So nth term will be having a plus n minus 1d. So this will be our nth term, which we can write like this. Now if we combine all these terms, we can write an arithmetic sequence in this way. In, we are putting commas in between the terms, right? So this is how we can write an arithmetic sequence with inserting commas between the terms. And our nth term will be a plus n minus 1 into d, which we have explained over here. Now an, we can write an, this formula, nth term a1 will be the first term, and this will be d, which is common difference, into n minus 1. So this is the formula which you will have to memorize if you want to use. This will be convenient, basically this will be convenient to use because it will be saving your time and having lesser chances of mistakes. So I will recommend this formula utilization if you get this type of questions. And difference method, as I have explained you, is also working, that you can also use, but the thing is that that will be having, involving a little more time consumption, plus it will be involving more chances of mistake also. Then we can go through a practice question also, and if we go through practice question, this will be over here. We can go through the practice question. It is saying the first term of an arithmetic sequence is 8. So we, you know, first term we are representing by a, so our first term is a, which is 8, which is provided over here, and the 20th term is 65. So we know that 20th term, how we can write 20th term? If we replace n is equal to 20 in this formula, we can write 20th term. So a20 will be equal to a1 plus d into 20 minus 1. So a1 is what? D20, a20, 20th term is 65, so we can replace here. 65 is equal to a1, which is first term is provided, so we can write it as 8, and plus difference is to be known. We have to find this difference, and 20 minus 1. So 8 we can shift to this side. 65 minus 8 will be equal to 19 into D, and we can solve this over here. 65 minus 8 will be 57, so we can use calculator for this one. So 65 minus 8 will be equal to 57. So 19D is equal to 57. So D will be equal to 57 over 19. And we know 57 over 19 will be what? 57 divided by 19 will be equal to 3. So this can be cancelled as 3. So our answer will be D value will be 3. This D value we can replace, and A value we can replace in this formula, and we will write an is equal to 8 plus 3 into n minus 1. This will be the nth term which we can write. Now we want to write the 50th term, so we will replace 50 in this one. So a50 will be equal to what? A50 will be equal to 8 plus 3 into 50 minus 1. So this will be 8 plus 3 into 49, and this one we can simplify by the help of calculator. So 8 plus 3 into 49, and this will be equal to 155. So 155 will be our answer for this question. So we are done with this practice question. These type of questions are coming in exams, so I have chosen this practice question. Next we are going through some exam style questions. These exam style questions are very important. Like for example this one, 84 minus 4, and we have to write down the first three terms. So for n is equal to 1, our question is 84 minus 4n. So we can write n is equal to 1 for first term, so it will be 84 minus 4 into 1, and this will be equal to 84 minus 4. So our answer will be 80 for this. And second term, n is equal to 2, and for third term we will be replacing n is equal to 3. So this will be minus 4 into 2. This will be 84 minus 8, and this will be 76. So this will be the second term. So next is n is equal to 3. This one we can replace. This will be 84 minus 4 into 3. This will be 84 minus 12, which we can write it as 72, and this will be the third term. So we have written the third term also, and b part we can solve over here. N into 2n plus 1. So for first three terms we will be replacing n is equal to 1 for first term, so it will be 1 into 2 into 1 plus 1, which is 3. So we'll get this first term as 3. For second term we can replace n is equal to 2. It will be 2 into 2 plus 1, and this will be 2 into 4 plus 1, which is 5 into 2 will be 10. So this will be our second term. Similarly, we can write n is equal to 3 for the third term, which will be 3 into 2 into 3 plus 1, which will be 3 into 6 plus 1 will be 7. So this will be 21. This will be the third term. So we are done with these two basically parts. We can similarly solve the third part as well, which is nth term is provided, which is n minus 1 over n plus 1. So if we write the same given part, which is C part, so I will write n minus 1 over n plus 1, the same technique we will replace n is equal to 1 for the first term, so we'll get 1 minus 1 over 1 plus 1. So this will be 0 over 2, which we can write 0. So this will be our first term. For second term, we can write n is equal to 2. So it will be 2 minus 1 over 2 plus 1. So this will be 1 over 3. So this will be our second term. For n is equal to 3, similarly, we can replace 3 minus 1 over 3 plus 1, and this will be equal to 2 over 4, which we can write as 1 over 2. This will be our third term. Hopefully you understood this also. Now next question is find the next three terms, and they have provided these parts. A part I will be choosing first, so we'll go through these questions. So these type of questions are also important you're getting in exam in IGCSE, GCSE, in different boards. Basically, sequences is very popular topic which is involved in all of the examination boards, AQA, and other boards also. So Asian boards also. So this will be our question is 11. So I will write here 11, 7, 3, minus 1 and minus 5, and so on. We have to write the next three terms. We'll check the difference between these two is what? 7 minus 11 is minus 3 minus 4 basically. So we can subtract 7 minus 11 will be minus 4, so we can write here minus 4. Similarly, this will be minus 4, this will be minus 4, and if we check, this is also minus 4. So next term also we can write by subtracting minus 4, and so next term will be what? Next term will be minus 9, and still subtracting minus 4, this will give us minus 13, and we have to write the three terms. So one more time, so it will be minus 4 will be minus 17. These will be the 1, 2 and 3 terms which we are supposed to write. Similarly, for the second quest part, also B part, we can use the difference method, or we can use the formula also. So it is question is this one, 2 and 8, then 16, then 26 and 38, and we have to write the next terms. Check the difference. 8 minus 2 will be 6, and 16 minus 8 will be 8, and this will be 26 minus 16 will be 10, and this one 38 minus 26 we can check with the calculator. 38 minus 26 will be equal to 12, so we can write here 12. Now this common difference we can check is 2. Second order difference we are checking is 2. This one also 2. So third order, this one difference for the next term will be 2, so we can write 12 plus 2 will be 14. So this will be resulting to 14 plus 38 will be what? 14 plus 38 will be equal to 52. So our term here will be 52. Now we can check for the next difference, which will also be 2. So 2 plus 14 will be 16, and 52 plus 16 will be what? 52 plus 16 will be equal to 68, so we can write here 68. Similarly, for this one also difference will be 2. 16 plus 2 will be 18, and 18 plus 68, 68 is already there, so plus 18 will be equal to 86, so we can provide here 86. So these will be 1, 2 and 3 differences. As you can see, we have utilized difference method to find these three terms of these three given questions. Now let us go through this question. The fourth term of an arithmetic sequence is 20. We can write it as fourth term is 20 and ninth term is 50. So this is basically the question, and we will be applying the same formula which we have just discussed. An is equal to a1 plus d into n minus 1. This will be the formula which we will be using. I'll box the formula and you will have to follow this. So 20th term sequence is 20, so fourth term basically. So we can write a 4 is equal to a4 directly. We can write here 20, so this term will be 20. So a1 we don't know, and d also we don't know, but this is fourth term, so n is equal to 4. 4 minus 1, we can rewrite it as 20 is equal to a1 plus this will be 3d, and this one we can write equation 1. And the second equation we can form from here. Ninth term is 50, so we can write 50, we are replacing in this formula. So 50 is equal to a1 we don't know, plus d value also we don't know, but we know this is ninth term, so 9 minus 1, and we can rewrite this as 50 is equal to a1 plus 8d. So plus 8d, and this will be our equation 2. And these two equations we can simultaneously solve, and we can write over here 20 is equal to a1 plus 3d, and now we can subtract changing signs. After changing signs we can cancel these two, and we will get this will be 30 is equal to 5d. This implies d is equal to 30 over 5, which is equal to 6. So 6 will be the value of d. Now we can find the value of a by replacing this 6 value in any of these two equations. So I'll replace in equation 1. So 20 is equal to a1 plus 3 into d value, which is 6. So this will be equal to a1 plus 18, and this 18 we can shift to other side. So a1 is equal to 20 minus 18, and this will be equal to 2. So a1 is equal to 2. This is the answer which we got, and d value is equal to 6. This is the answer which we got, and hopefully you got this one. Examiner report says this is the question which we have chosen from the past papers. The table shows the first four terms of the sequence A, B, C, D, and complete the table. We have to complete the table. First term, second term, third term, and first four terms are provided. Fifth term we have to write. So fifth term we can check with the difference method. So we can check 25, for example, for a part 25 minus 16, so that will be equal to 9. We can check with the calculator also. 25 minus 16 will be equal to 9, and this 9 value we will be adding. Next one will be 36 minus 25, and 36 minus 25 is 11. So third term will be, so difference of 9, 11, and 49 minus 36, we can figure out the difference will be 49 minus 36 is equal to 13. So difference is 9, 11, 13, and next will be 15. So 49 plus 15 we can check for that one. 49 plus 15 will be equal to 64. So this is how we can reach to this 64 answer. So this is basically the difference method we applied. If we go through the examination report, these are basically the same. We have to fill this one. So they are saying almost all candidates, if we go through this examination report, they are saying almost all candidates were able to complete the column for the fifth term of the sequence. Fifth term of the sequence is this one. So this is the easier one. Almost all candidates were able to answer. Let us try to answer this. We can figure out this. This is basically 3, 4, 5, 6, and next will be 7 over divided by will be 2, 3, 4, 5, and next will be 6. So 7 over 6, and the nth term also we can write, this will be n plus 2 over n plus 1. By the same technique we can figure out, this is n plus 2 on the top for first term, n plus 2, for example for first term n is equal to 1, it will be 1 plus 2 which is equal to 3, which is the numerator portion, and for the denominator portion n plus 1, n is equal to 1, so 1 plus 1 will be equal to 2, and this will be denominator portion. So this is how we can figure out the nth term also for this. Now this is basically the easier part of this one, and they are saying next, if we go through this, the linear equation expression for sequence b and the linear expression for the numerator and denominator for the sequence d proved straightforward for more able candidates. So this portion is basically, first portion is easier one, which is done by the students, most of the students. But the second portion, which was problem creating for the students, is this one, the nth term. The nth term of it's not readable, so I will remove this one so that you can read it easily. The nth term, the nth term of the nth term of sequence A and C posed the greatest challenge. So A and C, these were the greatest challenge. Those that realized the need to use the method of differences usually went on to earn at least 1 mark for the recognition of quadratic expression. So the students who use difference method were able to score at least 1 mark. They couldn't score mostly the complete marks for this question. Some only managed to find the second difference and could make no further progress. So it these two, basically A and B, A and C. A and C are involving, these two are involving quadratic sequences. You can see the answer for these two is involving square. So quadratic sequences will be the next topic which I'll be uploading this video. So I'm not going into detail how we are reaching to this these square values. This one I will explain in next video, quadratic equations, and you will learn how to reach that. Here you felt that the most of arithmetic sequences students can answer, but quadratic sequences question are challenging. So we will be taking that challenge in next video, and we will be going through quadratic sequences, and next to next video will be cubic sequences. That will be also very important for you. So in today's video, what we have done is basically we have done through arithmetic sequences. We have discussed what are arithmetic sequences, how we can find the next unknown terms, and if nth term is given, how we can write down the next terms, and what is difference method, plus arithmetic sequences, how we are writing, and what is the general formula, and how we can solve the practice questions. We have gone through very interesting practice questions, plus we have gone through 7 extensive practice and exam style basically questions also, and then finally we have gone through examination report, examiners report, chief examiners feedback, in which they have clearly told us that arithmetic sequence is a little easier, but quadratic sequence is a challenge. So this challenge will be tackling in next video. Hopefully you understood each and everything. Subscribe the channel, recommend this channel to your friends and class fellows. Also introduce this to your respected teachers. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Take care. Bye.